Once you've completed a section's homework, then it's on to the quizzes, and once you've completed all of the sections in a unit, then it is on to the computer-scored test. Those are found in the same areas as the lessons, and also then the tests are found here in the functions wrap-up. For both of them, here's the computer-scored test, and in each one of these sections, it is the third thing that you need to do. It's called the quiz. We will go up here to the first one. On all the quizzes, they have 10 questions which are worth 2 points each. You either get them right or you get them wrong. Tests are 20 questions and worth 3 points each. When you take a quiz or a test, it's done online. You can use a calculator. It will give you a question. You select the answer. The thing that you need to do is make sure that you read the directions of the question before you try to answer it, because there may be select all of them that apply, and there could be more than one answer that is correct. If you do not select all that apply, you will not get the answer correct. And I'll explain what happens if that is the case here in a moment. So you take, and then you hit submit. It will tell you if you got the answer right or wrong. I didn't read the question, I just picked something. And then you can move on to the next question. You do not have this autocomplete part, sorry to say, because then you could get every single one of them right. Then you go through and take the whole quiz. Same thing is done with the test. Now, on a question where it asks for more than one answer, if you selected one of the correct ones and you selected one that was incorrect, you got the answer partially correct. Or let's say you didn't read the question properly and you only selected one and there were actually two, well then you got the answer partially correct. And this goes for tests as well. When that happens, if you want to get partial credit for one of those types of answers, you need to email me. And in your email, make sure you tell me it was quiz 1.1.3, question number whatever. Say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whichever one it is. So then I know the exact quiz I have to go into to look at if I can give you partial credit or not. Partial credit would mean I'd give you 1 more point. So instead of getting 0 for that question, you would get 1. Now, the other thing that you have to understand when you're taking quizzes, not all of them are going to be multiple choice. Sometimes it's going to be given an answer, type in a number, type in a word. If you misspell a word but you were really close, again, send me an email. I can give you full credit for something like that. If you had a rounding error, I can also give you partial credit for that. And sometimes I'll give you full credit depending on what the error is. Basically, if you think you've got something that you should have gotten credit for, send me an email. But the biggest thing you need to do is make sure that you tell me what quiz it is, from which section, which chapter, which section, and the question number in that particular quiz, because they're not always the same. And that goes for tests as well. Now, the nice thing about this class is you really can't fail it if you complete the class. The reason that is because every single quiz and every single test, you must have 65% on a quiz or a test in order for you to move on to the next section. And that's what I was talking about earlier when I said when you get your open this up, you will not see all of these. The reason you won't see these is because you've got to take this quiz and get above 65% on it in order for the next section to open up. So 65% on a 20-point quiz means you have to get a 13 or higher. Now the nice thing about it is you get 3 chances to make that happen. But you only get 3 chances if you get below a 13. So if you get 12 on the first one, it's going to give you a second try. But if you get a 14 on the first quiz, you do not get to take the second one. Or if you get a 14 on the second quiz, you do not get to take the third one. So what that means is, if you are looking to get an A in this course, you're going to want to make sure that most of your quizzes, or all of them, are 18s or 20s. Now, how do you make sure that they're all 18s or 20s? Well, if you get a couple of questions wrong, if you get 2 questions wrong, and that's putting you at a 16, if that's early enough in the quiz, just get a couple more wrong, and then you will get below the cut score of 13, which then gives you a chance to take it again. Hope that makes sense. Same thing for the tests. You have to get above a 65% in order for you to move on to the next one. All right, and then like I said, when you take tests and quizzes, if you ever have any questions with them, be sure to email me, and I will try to look at it, and I will give you an explanation if I'm going to give you credit or not.